You're on the road. No kitchen, no meal prep, no time. And every fitness account you follow is telling you to eat chicken and rice. That's not advice, that's a punchline. There are 7 things sitting in a gas station right now that will do more for your muscle than half the meals in your fridge. Here's exactly what they are and exactly why. Number 1. Canned sardines. Bottom shelf. Every gas station with the food aisle has them. Every man in that gas station ignores them. Here's why that's a mistake you're paying for every time you train. 1 can of sardines, roughly 90 grams, delivers 23 grams of complete protein and over 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA, omega-3 fatty acids. That combination matters for a specific reason. Omega-3 fatty acids, EPA specifically, directly suppress muscle protein breakdown by inhibiting the ubiquitin proteasome pathway. That's the system your body uses to degrade muscle tissue. Less degradation means more net muscle retention between sessions. More retention means more growth over time. This is not a vague anti-inflammatory claim. This is a documented mechanism with human trial data behind it. Beyond that, sardines are one of the few foods that deliver vitamin D3 in a meaningful dose, roughly 270 IU per can. Vitamin D3 receptors exist in muscle tissue. Men with adequate D3 have measurably better muscle protein synthesis rate than men who are deficient. Most men who train indoors are deficient. The dose: 1 full can. Pull tab. Eat it. Timing: within 90 minutes post-training if possible. If you're on the road, eat it now. The supplement industry sells omega-3 soft gels and vitamin D capsules separately. Combined, they'll cost you $40 a month. This is a $2 can of fish. Number 2. Pumpkin seeds. Plain. Roasted. The small bag near the register that nobody picks up. Pumpkin seeds are one of the most concentrated whole food sources of zinc available without a prescription. 1 ounce delivers approximately 2.2 milligrams of zinc, plus 150 milligrams of magnesium, plus a meaningful dose of leucine and isoleucine, 2 of the 3 branched-chain amino acids directly involved in triggering muscle protein synthesis. Zinc matters here for a specific reason. It is a required cofactor for the enzyme 5-alpha reductase and for testosterone biosynthesis in the Leydig cells. Men who train hard deplete zinc through sweat at a rate most people don't account for. A depleted man has lower testosterone, slower recovery, and worse protein synthesis. Not because he's not training hard enough, but because he's missing a mineral that costs $2 at a gas station. Magnesium compounds the effect. Magnesium is required for over 300 enzymatic reactions, including ATP production and muscle contraction. Most training men are deficient in both. The dose: 1 ounce. Small handful. Plain, not flavored. 2 minerals. 1 bag? $2. If that's too much effort, this video probably wasn't going to help anyway. Number 3. Beef jerky. But not the one you're reaching for. The first bag you grab is almost always the wrong one. Too much sugar, too much sodium, not enough actual protein per gram. Here's how to pick correctly in 10 seconds. Flip the bag. You want a minimum of 10 grams of protein per serving with sugar under 5 grams per serving. If it has honey glaze, teriyaki, or anything that sounds like a sauce, put it back. Original flavor. Low sodium. The plainer it looks, the better it usually performs. What you get when you pick correctly: 15 to 18 grams of complete protein per ounce. High bioavailability. Full essential amino acid profile including leucine at a dose that matters. Beef jerky is also one of the few portable foods with a meaningful creatine content, roughly 1 gram per 100 grams of meat, because creatine is naturally present in muscle tissue and survives the drying process. The dose: 1 to 2 ounces. 1 standard bag. Beef jerky has been in gas stations longer than the fitness industry has existed. The fitness industry still hasn't figured out how to charge you more for it. That's the only reason they don't talk about it. Here's what's actually happening when you skip this stuff on the road. Your body doesn't pause muscle protein synthesis because you're traveling. It doesn't wait for you to get home. The anabolic window doesn't care about your schedule or your zip code. What it cares about is amino acid availability. Leucine specifically. Leucine is the amino acid that directly activates the mTOR pathway, which is the primary signaling cascade for muscle protein synthesis. If leucine isn't present in your bloodstream above a threshold dose, roughly 2 to 3 grams, the signal doesn't fire at full capacity. The muscle doesn't grow at the rate it could. Every item on this list was chosen because it delivers leucine, or it delivers the minerals and cofactors that make leucine work: zinc, magnesium, omega-3s, vitamin D3. This isn't about eating clean at a gas station. It's about understanding what your body actually needs and finding it wherever you are. The next 3 items get more specific. Stay with me. Number 4. Sunflower seeds. In the shell or shelled, doesn't matter. Not sunflower seed butter. The seeds themselves. Every gas station in the country carries them. Here's what's in them that most men don't know about. Sunflower seeds are one of the highest whole food sources of vitamin E, specifically alpha-tocopherol, available without cooking. 1 ounce delivers roughly 7.4 milligrams, which is nearly 50% of the daily recommended intake in a single serving. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant that specifically protects phospholipid membranes in muscle cells from oxidative damage during and after training. When you train at high intensity, reactive oxygen species attack muscle cell membranes. Vitamin E neutralizes that process at the membrane level. Less membrane damage means faster structural recovery between sessions. Beyond vitamin E, 1 ounce of sunflower seeds delivers 5.5 grams of protein, 14 grams of fat, predominantly linoleic acid, and a solid dose of magnesium and selenium. Selenium is a mineral that supports thyroid function, and thyroid hormones directly regulate metabolic rate and protein synthesis efficiency. The dose: 1 ounce. The shelled bags are easier on the road. Eat them slowly. They're dense. The fitness industry doesn't talk about sunflower seeds because there's no premium version to sell you. It's just a seed. It's been working since before anyone had a supplement line. Number 5 is the one I mentioned at the start. Complete amino acid profile. Under $3. Most men walk past it every time. 30 seconds. Number 5. Dry roasted edamame. Not frozen, not fresh. The shelf-stable dry roasted edamame that comes in a small bag. It's in more gas stations than you think, usually near the nuts or the trail mix section. It looks like a snack. It performs like a protein source. Here's what makes it different from everything else in that aisle. Edamame is one of the only plant foods with a genuinely complete essential amino acid profile. All 9 essential amino acids, including leucine, at a dose that actually matters for muscle protein synthesis. 1 ounce of dry roasted edamame delivers 13 grams of protein. That's more protein per ounce than most protein bars, with no added sugar, no artificial sweeteners, and no ingredient list that requires a chemistry degree. Beyond protein, edamame contains isoflavones, specifically didzane and genistein. There is a persistent myth that soy isoflavones lower testosterone. The current body of evidence does not support that claim at normal food doses. Multiple meta-analyses have found no significant effect on testosterone or estrogen levels in men consuming soy at typical dietary amounts. 1 bag of edamame is a typical dietary amount. What edamame does deliver beyond protein: iron, folate, and vitamin K2, which plays a direct role in calcium utilization in bone and muscle tissue. The dose: 1 full bag, usually 1 to 1.5 ounces. Eat the whole thing. 13 grams of complete protein, under $3, at a gas station. Stop walking past it. Number 6 is the one I teased at the start. Highest zinc concentration of any food on Earth. Not per supplement, per food. This one is going to reframe how you think about what's possible at a gas station. Right after this. Number 6. Canned smoked oysters. They're in the same aisle as the sardines. They cost about the same. They are almost never touched. That's a significant mistake, and here's exactly why. Oysters have the highest zinc concentration of any food that exists. Not any supplement, any food. 1 small can of smoked oysters, roughly 85 grams, delivers between 30 and 40 milligrams of zinc, depending on the brand. The recommended daily intake for a training male is 11 milligrams. You are getting 3 to 4 times that in 1 can. Now here's the mechanism that makes this matter beyond just zinc is good for testosterone. Zinc is a required cofactor for the enzyme that catalyzes the conversion of cholesterol into pregnenolone in the Leydig cells of the testes. Pregnenolone is the upstream precursor to testosterone. Without adequate zinc, that enzymatic step slows down. The entire downstream hormone cascade slows with it. This is not a supplement company claim. This is documented endocrinology. Men who train hard lose zinc through sweat at a rate that dietary intake often doesn't replace, especially men eating processed food, which is most men on the road. The result is a slow, invisible testosterone suppression that doesn't show up as a dramatic symptom. It shows up as slightly slower recovery, slightly worse sleep quality, slightly lower drive. Men attribute it to age or stress. It's often zinc. 1 can of smoked oysters addresses that directly. Beyond zinc, smoked oysters deliver taurine, an amino acid that improves calcium handling in muscle cells, which directly affects force production and contractility during training. More force production means more mechanical tension on the muscle. More mechanical tension is the primary driver of hypertrophy. They also deliver a significant dose of B12, critical for red blood cell production and oxygen delivery to working muscle, and selenium, which supports the thyroid axis that regulates protein synthesis efficiency. The dose? 1 full can. Eat it with sardines if you want a complete recovery meal that costs under $5 and requires zero cooking, zero prep, and zero excuses. This is the combination your grandfather would have eaten on a road trip without thinking twice, before protein powder existed, before the supplement industry convinced men that real food wasn't enough. Real food was always enough. The men who figured that out are the ones who look like they figured it out. Number 7. Mixed nuts. But you're picking the wrong mix. Every gas station has mixed nuts. Most men grab the first canister they see without reading what's actually in it. Here's how to pick correctly. You want a mix that is heavy in Brazil nuts, almonds, and cashews. You want to avoid mixes that are mostly peanuts with a few cashews thrown in as filler. That's not a nut mix, that's a peanut bag with marketing. Here's why the composition matters. Brazil nuts are the only reliable whole food source of selenium at a therapeutic dose. 1 to 2 Brazil nuts deliver 100 to 200 micrograms of selenium, the full daily requirement. Selenium is a cofactor for glutathione peroxidase, the body's primary antioxidant enzyme, and it directly supports thyroid hormone conversion from T4 to T3. T3 is the active form that regulates metabolic rate and protein synthesis. Men with suboptimal selenium have suboptimal T3. Suboptimal T3 means slower metabolism and slower muscle protein synthesis. 2 nuts, fixed. Almonds add vitamin E, magnesium, and a solid dose of arginine, an amino acid that supports nitric oxide production and blood flow to muscle tissue during training. Cashews add zinc and iron, compounding the mineral profile you've already built with the pumpkin seeds and oysters earlier in this list. This is where the list becomes a system. Every item compounds the one before it. Zinc from pumpkin seeds and oysters, selenium from Brazil nuts, magnesium from pumpkin seeds and almonds, omega-3s from sardines, complete protein from edamame and jerky, vitamin E from sunflower seeds and almonds. You have built a complete micronutrient and macronutrient profile from 7 items at a gas station. The dose: 1 ounce of mixed nuts. Look for Brazil nuts in the mix. If the mix doesn't have them, find one that does, or grab a separate small bag. 1 ounce. That's it. The men with the best physiques in any gym are not eating the most expensive food. They are eating the most strategic food. This list is what strategic looks like when you're 300 miles from your kitchen. Here's what you do the next time you stop at a gas station. You don't need all 7. You need 3. Pick sardines or smoked oysters. 1 can. That's your protein, your zinc, your omega-3s. Pick pumpkin seeds or dry roasted edamame. 1 bag. That's your amino acid support, your magnesium, your leucine. Pick mixed nuts with Brazil nuts if they have them. 1 ounce. That's your selenium, your vitamin E, your fat substrate, under $6. Zero cooking, zero prep, complete amino acid profile, complete mineral stack. You can eat this in a parking lot, in a truck, at a rest stop at midnight. It doesn't matter. Your body doesn't care where you are. It cares what you give it. The men who build the best physiques on the road are not the men with the best meal prep containers. They're the men who understand what their body needs and find it wherever they are. That's the actual skill. Most men will watch this, nod, and then grab a bag of chips and a sports drink at the next stop. That's fine. That's their choice. But if you're the man who actually stops, reads the label, grabs the sardines and the edamame and the Brazil nuts, you're already operating differently than the majority of men in that parking lot. The information was always available. It was sitting on the shelf the whole time. Nobody told you because there's no money in telling you. Now go find a gas station.